Well, hello there, and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns. Bit last minute, but we got a restream together for Exodus versus Xavi Game 3. These two, this is the top 2 seed. So, seed number 2, Xavi, versus seed number 18, Exodus. That's a hype match if I've ever seen one. We have on our stats page, we see both of them pretty evenly matched. In total, they've both participated in 24 races where both of them were in, and of those, Exodus won 13, whereas Xavi won 11. So basically dead even. In total, both of them have completed over 270 races. Xavi is at 277, Exodus is at 342, and Xavi's blisteringly fast time of best time ever of 1:23:15. Good grief, that is seriously quick. So, by the way, who is this speaking to you? This is Tobias. With me today on comms is Daredevin, who has currently muted his mic, but I'm sure will show up soon enough. Hi, Daredevin, how are you?
I was waiting for you to introduce me. I was like, yeah, you're just getting into the meat of the statistics already, and I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm doing fantastic.
Amazing, yeah. I learned this race was happening about 30 minutes ago and decided let's throw it on restream. So let's freaking go. We are 30 seconds away from start. Let's swap on over to the race scene and see what we're working with. In terms of settings, we have open deku required only, 1 chicken, and 3 scarecrows. So these are basically 4 settings that'll shorten the seed, more or less.
Yeah, for sure. Like, open deku removes a required item from the pool, and also deku is a really, really dense and quick location to do. It's probably most people's openers at this point. Chickens don't matter that much. It's like, you're probably not going to do them anyway.
In this case, you might.
You might. If you want, the only difference between 7 and 1 chicken is, like, if it's 1 chicken, you walk past, you do it. If it's 7, you walk past, you don't do it. But you walk past anyway. 3 Scarecrow is really nice. Shuts off some, like, unnecessary hiking towards lake. And
it's just it required only can basically make entire areas of the race or of the world inaccessible. Yeah, which also means you don't need to explore them.
The funny thing is, like, I feel like the higher the entry requirements, the higher the chance you don't need to do it, right? Because the higher the chance that an item that you need is locked. Like, Shadow is a big candidate for that. Like, I've seen loads of seeds where Shadow is just not accessible, which is fantastic news if you don't need to do it.
Ice Cavern and Jabu are also likewise good candidates for this. Let's see our first hint. Kak is Epona's song. By the way, chat, since I'm also commentating and restreaming this match, please let me know if there's any issue with audio. But so far seems good to me. But yeah, speaking of areas that are cut off, Epona, one of the... You don't hear any game audio at all. How dare. Have some more audio then. This is better. In any case, yeah, Epona is one of the ways that would give access to the Gerudo area. So unless you find a long shot, this entire area is out of logic and might not be required until you have the fire, forest, and water medallion. So yeah, this is what you mean by But this is what we mean when we say cuts off entire areas of the race or of the world. You might just not need to do them. Let's see what we get. We have both of them have found Slingshot, and both of them have chosen not to go into Deku. I think they're metagaming themselves to death here. Exo Exo is straight on to London Ranch, whereas Xavi is getting the song in Sacred Forest Meadow. No idea if he returns to Deku Tree after this, but doesn't look like a blind Deku for Exodus, at least.
Oh, this is surely a time of day management issue, right? Like I've seen it, I've done it myself. You go to Lon first, get your song, safe warp back. Because like if you do Deku first, it fixes your time to like noon. And if you then do Lon and then go adult from there, you cannot make it to adult CAC during daytime. So this is a time of day. This is actually really smart.
Yeah, you're right. This is Serenade for Xavi in Sacred Forest Meadow, and what did it? Sunsong Grave Dead. Sorry, I missed the hint entirely.
And we got a Bolero. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good song to have going adult. For
Another
sure.
song. Another song exit straight away. So this is 2 free songs. Target in the Woods is dead, so Exit is doing well skipping that.
And Deku Tree's in the party. There's no way you skip Deku, right? You cannot.
No!
You can never skip Deku. Path to Morpha, so if that's a hookshot, that's pretty cool. Like, that's a really powerful thing, especially with Bolero. That's a really nice thing to have. If it's Iron Boots, it allows for like some, I would say, river into Lost Words or vice versa routing, which is kinda nice. But other than that, Iron Boots are not that strong in the early game.
Yep.
They're kind of an adult's only scale, if you want to call it that.
Gives them access to things like Tektite Grotto, maybe underwater in
like icy
another area that is easily cut off by just not finding one item. Icy Waters, and Claim Check is dead, and we have Nocturne. Speaking of dungeons that are not excluded today, Shadow Temple seems to be on the list of dungeons the game might want us to do.
Maybe, but like I'm convinced as soon as we see like Dins pop up. Like we need magic for sure. We need magic to beat the game anyway because we need to shoot light arrows. But Dins might be a whole different story. And if we don't ever see Dins or like hovers, we might be in for a shadowless seed today. But we don't know yet. And Nocturne is like a big one, I feel. Nocturne could be like behind. Like, I think the most common scenario is that Nocturne is behind AD, like behind the Spiritual Stones, and you can't get like one of them because the requirements don't work out. So you're basically never gonna like see that song. But we got like I would say the one thing that has the most possibilities to be locked. We already got that.
Straight away.
Yeah, so this is like with Deku fixing your time of day to noon, and like I think getting the song from the Requiem cutscene also fixes your time of day at noon.
It does, yeah.
Which...
I think it actually starts gives you start of day, not noon, but I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure it's noon.
Okay. Okay.
And that's Deku, a big chest.
That could be a path item.
Bomb bag.
It is a bomb bag.
Bomb bag path to Morpha is kind of odd, but that probably just means that like half the seed is locked behind bomb bag, and we expect like the hookshot to be bomb locked at this point. That's fairly common, but you kind of want to see something like a little bit more specific, right? Yeah. Xavi already has done Lost Woods, right? So like, I don't think you go back into Lost Woods as child with that bomb bag. You just go adult and do Lost Woods on your way to Minuet check to get when you get.
Yeah,
the song,
I would
right?
agree. Because the checks that the bomb bag gives you access to at the moment are all also accessible to adults. So it doesn't make sense to.
Oh, that's another big chest
straight away. There's another biggie. So yeah, with the time of day management issue that you mentioned in mind, I think Exodus routing actually makes a lot of sense and might be a bit advantageous over Xavi's here.
And that's the hookshot. Okay,
well, that's easy enough.
That takes care of something.
That's our Morpher path taken care of for sure. But you know, bombs are still nice.
Bombs are really nice. Bombs are like probably the most impactful item in the early game, I would say.
As child, definitely. As an adult, I would argue the hookshot might be more.
It gives you DC, like the whole of DC. It gives you 2 checks in Goron City. It opens the gate from Lost Woods to Governor City, which means you can play Bolero the Seed, use Hookshot, get a song, and then like, go into Lost Woods, get another song. Pretty good stuff, honestly.
Yeah, good routing, yeah.
And it helps you with ground jumping, like here, so you don't even need to do the B1 skip. Like back in the day when you like didn't necessarily have a bomb bag with like close decker, you most of the time you have a bomb bag by the time you get Kakiri Sword, most of the time, not all the time. So like you rarely ever see the commonly used B1 skip strat where you like line yourself up with a very specific setup and then jump.
Remember when Tsundere skip was all the rage?
Oh god. Well, I feel like that's a really nice setup to lose some time. Like if you mess it up, and like I feel like it's a little bit more specific than like the more common setup. So like if you mess that up, you can actually lose a bunch of time. And that's Goma down.
Yep, that was Exodus a blink and you missed it boss fight. Exodus is already in the basement of Deku Tree, so maybe a minute behind Xavi. Obviously hasn't done Child SFM yet, so it doesn't have Serenade, but will probably do that before he leaves to go adult.
There's no way he doesn't.
And I think with Bombag and Hookshot in hand, I think you are happy about leaving Child behind and going adult, right?
Oh yes, for sure. Like,
nice.
Huh? Did I miss something?
Fire medallion for Xavi. So.
Oh, so we got that one. Well, that's required. That's good to know. I mean, at this point, like finding a bomb bag and a hookshot, it really doesn't matter if Deku's required or not. That's just the cherry on top. Dude, 10 minutes and hookshot and bomb bag. It's just.
Yeah.
That's how I want every seed to start, honestly.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, we talked about a starter kit tournament earlier.
We did.
Who knows how what might come of that, but we'll see. Cack to Phantom Ganon, I think we've already seen on Exodus' side. We've also seen that this is a hard piece on top of the archway. I don't think Xavi has any particular incentive to explode Child Spirit at the moment. Right?
I mean, you get the song
you're here.
But like, I feel like you can, honestly. Because, I mean, you don't know if it's required or not, but it's just like, worst case, it's just 2 checks. This is gonna be annoying in terms of time of day management, though. But like, you can always like look at the castle to make it night, look at Ganon's castle to make it night, and then go up the river, and by the time you go down the river, you're back in Kag. You can even play Nocturne once daytime hits, and it's pretty good. Well, no, we don't even need to worry about
because you have Nocturne.
We have Nocturne. We just have Nocturne law. So
I have no problem with the Child Spirit play here. I think getting that out of the way, at least these first 2 checks while you're still Child, before a pretty long adult phase, I would expect with Hookshot and bombs in hand, is probably a good idea. Just don't need to worry about that for a good long while.
Yeah, for sure. So like, yeah, that's actually a decent plan, a good idea. That's
now, do you? Now there's the question. Do you climb?
I think you do. I don't know. We don't know where magic is at. And like I like to climb as Child if I can. More so when it's required, when I know it's required. I don't know at this point, but I feel like sometimes these magic lock checks in here are really nasty to get as an adult if you don't have if you don't want to push the statue all the way up top and stuff.
I mean, at least that is easier now thanks to fast Armor's push, but I getcha.
It's a bit faster, but it's still slow.
Still not fun, that's true. Alright, so we'll see how Xavi decides here, but for sure he's picking up that small key.
Yeah,
and, I mean, doesn't immediately warp away, so we're climbing.
Yeah, for sure. Exodus covering Xavi's footsteps, doing Lost Woods.
Rude.
Oh, we're dead. A quarter heart. We're pretty much dead here.
Deku not.
Not it. Come on.
Or not.
And we're dead.
Rip. That could have gone smoother.
Oh, are we now climbing or not? Because you have to go through the crawl space again.
But Exodus, with his bomb deck, immediately finds another big chest and a repeat of the Cactu Phantom Ganon hint. For another, sure. I mean, well, at least we know that's not doesn't have any logical implications.
At least we are not running out of explosives anytime soon.
No. Interesting. So
yeah.
We are detouring to Goron City instead of doing Sacred Forest Meadow and getting the song here.
I mean, you can just go back, but that's just one check that we're doing. We're just stopping the Goron. There's nothing else we can do. So that's for sure interesting. It's like, I think you do this check early if you don't have, like, if you have made like a bad experience with this in the past. If you had like this guy being go mode or something, and you're like, dude, I cannot live this down. I just have to go every seed and check.
Oh, and paid out in spades. Wow. Okay.
That is so good.
So that's a bow from Rolling Goron for Exodus. Meanwhile, Xavi finds a bottle. So this Goron is 100% in logic, whereas that bottle that Xavi found is one of the items needed to basically break into Ice Cavern out of logic, but I don't think you necessarily want to do that with Required Only on.
Yeah, with Required Only, you certainly want to like make sure that that Ice is in logic before you go.
Yeah, so people in chat asking, was that our third Cactu Phantom Ganon hint? No, it wasn't. We have seen one at the Desert Colossus and one in the Grotto here. The other Kakariko hints, they are the other Kakariko hints are in the other Kakariko hints we saw were the two Epona song hints.
Nice flame storage here. Saves it from collecting all the rupees in this room. Makes this room, well, not necessarily a breeze, but a little bit more quick. To be completed. And that's nothing. Since we have peeked the chest on the Colossus hand from below, we don't need to fight the Iron Knuckle. Saving a little bit of time there and also saving a stick. And also Serenade is a really nice way to get into market too. It's like Serenade and Nocturne are probably some really nice songs to have early on as child. Oh yeah, Xavi hasn't done market yet. Still gonna pick up that Bolero. Spirit could also be locked entirely, right? Because like if there's just one too many key in like locked behind keys, then you can't logically complete it, right?
That is possible.
Oh, big chest in SFM. That's good for Exodus as well.
Again, bomb locked. And again, something Xavi couldn't do. Obviously, he will get that from. Okay, so
we can beat Forest.
We can beat Forest, but this is honestly not a problem for Xavi. The bow is much more of a problem.
The bow is a big problem, yeah.
The Grotto check, the Grotto checks, both of them, in Lost Woods as well as the one in Sacred Forest Meadow. Xavi will just do as adult with his bomb deck. But when does he go back for Rolling Goron? I have no idea.
I don't think so. But like
that might be a long time without a bow.
There's still 2 more bows in the game. You just gotta believe, right? Like there's some weird bow somewhere.
If you're a Xavi fan, you better believe. Frox 2 is dead. Also, yeah, Ventinor in chat already cursing the runners. Seat starting to look like a JET. I'm not pronouncing the word. The proper reaction to this is 3 hours later. An OoTR Song of Storms. Okay. So this can be either really good or really bad for all runners. If there's something they need in the well, it's just an all dungeon seed, or in a Stormstock check, obviously. But this could also just...
is that Ruto's letter in the graveyard?
That does look like Ruto's letter. Oh. It is. It is Ruto's letter.
Well, we don't have ZL yet, but
No,
it
we
looks
don't
like
have.
looks like ice is actually available.
Yeah, ice is
Like-
now in logic because we have bombs to get into Zora's River, and buy a bean to be able to access this
Oh yeah,
check.
it's one chicken. It's one chicken too. We're gonna see it.
Exactly.
Just passing through. It's a refill.
I mean, more explosives.
And Xavi's actually gonna be in night market here, right? Oh no, that's like barely daytime. Probably gonna see Chu bowling here. Yep. What does the shoe lady have for us? It's nothing. Just a piece of heart. Oh, iron boots. Damn. Well, that makes for some pretty good routing opportunities as adult. And is also required for water, obviously.
Hold up though. What is our path to Phantom Ganon and Kak at this point? We have
a
bow
we have
from Goron City. We have strength from Sacred Forest Meadow. And we have a hook
Saria's
shot.
on menu. Saria's on menu.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be a song for Forest.
It has to be
access.
the windmill specifically. Then.
Yeah.
Unless this was like key rings and we just didn't notice, but I don't think
it's not key rings.
It's not key rings. Thank God it's not key rings, dude.
Mm. Market to Baronade, that checks out. Thank you, game. Wait.
No, that doesn't.
That doesn't check out.
Well, Rang. So we know where the letter is, and grabbing it is in logic too because we have the bomb bag. So
yeah, it has to be a hint.
Rang is Iron Boots locked unless we find something else.
So let's see what else we find.
I would think we find something else because water is like not really the most statistically likely place to have an important item. Especially in beatable only, some of water might actually be locked off, right? We
yeah,
could
absolutely.
Only be doing like the bare minimum in water. So that even reduces the chances of finding items too. Or does it? No, because like if the items are on the back, then the keys are early and then you can get them. So it's like
Cactomorpha, Colossus left hand to that is a second cac path. And a boss that's not getting hinted.
I mean, I would say King Dodongo at this point.
Yeah,
probably.
Sure. We probably have another available bomb bag. And Deku is not getting hinted. It's a medallion. And
wait, you can just like walk into the corner in the back and get the target up top in Chu Building? I did not know that. So you learn something new. Down.
Every day. I missed the Temple of Time hints mostly, so let's see. 20 Skull Stacks, Song of Time in Ice, Cactomorpha.
Song of Time in Ice. Does that do anything?
But there's our medallion. Spirit, Deku, Forest, Jabu, Water. Oh damn, Jabu, Spirit, Deku, Forest, Jabu, Water.
Well, then we know that Spirit is beatable.
So it has to be, yeah.
Which dungeon is then not hinted?
Deku. There's probably another slingshot available somewhere. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that would check out, yeah.
So why by the way are we saying one dungeon is not hinted? We have a double path hint to, or we have two path hints to the same boss. That means the game wants to, or the randomizer wants to, prefer giving a hint to each medallion dungeon boss. If it can't do that because there are no items that are pathable, i.e. For example, for King Dodongo, there are 2 equally available bomb bags, or for Goma, in this case, there are 2 equally available slingshots. There's just not going to be a path in towards Goma, for example. So we're saying we now know that at least one dungeon will not get a path in, but I mean we've already beaten Deku, so
yeah. People don't care about slingshots anyway, unless targeting towards is hinted or something. Like most runners would just forego the need of.
I mean, we do know Target in the Woods is hinted. It's junk.
Yeah, so another reason not to need it. Free shield.
Take that. We'll also take the free heart container from Dumpe there.
Oh, I would totally take that.
Oh, for sure. Just eases, like, you don't have to do water in theory. Sorry, you don't have to do fire in theory, but it's just it's easy peace of mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Xavi getting some more money and a bomb refill here. So we now, in theory, have everything, like all the items we know. We know we need for Morpha. Obviously, Exo has that information. Xavi doesn't yet.
Big chest and graveyard.
And it's big stabby. So what I mean by that is we have a bow, we have a strength. Both of those are not path hinted. So we do know the other two paths in some fashion. Paths to Morpha, that is, need to be pointing to both hook shots. We know the Deku to Morpha path is pointing to a hook shot. And we know but we don't know the Kakariko to Morpha path yet. There's also light arrows chilling in Kakariko.
Right, so there's two paths to Morpha, but there's also two Kak path hints. Damn.
Yes, there's Kak to Phantom Ganon
and that's the long shot.
Who'da thunk that'd be the path item for Morpha in Kakariko? Damn!
Okay, then this is gonna be Sarius or Minuet.
Yeah, it has to be.
There's nothing else that this can be. It's Sarius for sure.
It's Sarius, okay, sure.
Did you think it was Eponus? Because like my mind went there too. Like, hold on, this is not Sarius. Oh no, this is Sarius.
For a moment it did.
For like a couple frames. Yeah, but like... I mean, I've totally seen Eponus and thought it was Sarius, and then like...
Minuet is either vanilla or in some other way locked by Sarius, so yeah. Hyrule Castle is our first foolish hint.
Have we seen the Burning Kak hint yet? Because Forest is the water medallion, so...
We have seen the Burning Kak hint, it's Epona.
Well, then that's not Minuet.
That's true.
That would have been like the easiest assumption to make if it wasn't for the hint.
So Exo knows he can just go and beat Forest and be busy with that for a little while. Xavi doesn't.
Yeah, doing like a progression Forest temple this early on just feels really satisfying. Not that Forest in itself feels necessarily satisfying. I guess.
No, but you get it out of the way.
It's like 15 minutes of pure progression that you can just do early game. It's fantastic. Yep. And who knows? Maybe you find something along the way that's useful.
It's also very useful because it is a dungeon that you 100% guaranteed need to do completely. There's no way around that you need to do all the checks. Yep. Which also means this isn't... If you have multiple dungeons available to you that you could do, this is the dungeon you would want to prefer.
Yeah, to do fast.
To do first. Because other dungeons, like for example Fire Temple or Water Temple, you could immediately leave as soon as you find the boss key. 40 was dead, and 50 was also dead. So all that we need to find is about information about his 30 skulls.
It's funny that we might actually not need 20, but we would still need 30.
Who knows?
Because we got the 20 hint.
Yep. So
I couldn't make out what that was.
Me neither. Heart piece on the volcano though, or heart container. Xavi is dipping into Fire Temple.
Interesting.
That's a choice.
I mean, you go in, you get one check, and like see if it's a key or not. Like if it's not, like ideally you hope it's not a key. It is a key. Yeah, no, hold on. You hope it's not a key.
You want to be locked out of here until you have hammer.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't spend more time than you absolutely have to. And of course you would hope it's a major item, but like that's with any item you try to find, you hope it's a major.
It doesn't.
And this
it's a heart piece. We'll take it.
Well, I mean, at least that's info. We are locked, and we need the hammer for sure.
Indeed. So, unclear paths at the moment, mostly Market to Baronade.
I really wonder. Like, iron boots are so unlikely, right? To like lock anything important.
Could
It's a
also just be
possibility.
high Sunsong in the crater. So could just be for example, getting the boomerang maybe off of icy waters, which is totally in logic now, or maybe getting the boomerang off of Tektite Grotto, or a check in Water Temple. So
yeah, it's certainly not gonna be Light Arrow cutscene because that's also locked by Jabu.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And so again, like if you're in the position of Xavi or Exo at this point, you can do both water and forest. You want to prepare. I mean, Exo can do fully do forest. Sorry, Xavi is still missing a few items for that. But if you're in the position of Exo, you definitely want to prefer forest, just because you need to do it anyway completely. Whereas water, you might be able to skip out on later. Bottom of the Well, foolish. That is great info. So.
It is very likely
odds we don't need to do all dungeons.
We probably can't even do it. So it's one of those it's one of those days. It's just shadow, I guess. I mean, it could also be if the hammer is in fire, then.
So that's 2 single check foolishens. Thanks, game.
Yep. Amazing.
That's the opposite of amazing, but we'll take it.
I was being sarcastic.
Well, I stole your face.
Huh.
Throwback for the Estef movie generation.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that took me a moment. I've not seen those in a hot minute. We're peeking the maze.
Let's see. No.
Doesn't look like there's anything there. But you're still not getting the hint. I don't trust my ability to peek this, so I would always do it. And like, if there's a good hint there, like we've seen most of the, we've seen all of the paths at this point, right? So like maybe Xavi doesn't.
We're missing one.
We're still missing one.
Yep. Do you ever try going into water to see if it's beatable? It is beatable. Exto has everything he needs to beat Water Temple.
Not necessarily. I mean, we
well,
know
ZL. Yeah, that's the thing.
ZL, and also we don't have Song of Time.
But this could be the seed. It could be the one.
Well, we never get ZL.
It could be.
That's so unlikely, though, with water.
It's Tavern Song of Time. We now know where Song of Time is.
Water and Spirit, and Song of Time is also ZL locked. Like,
I mean,
that is so unlikely.
Sure, but I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for it until.
Love that. I'm also eagerly awaiting the seed where you do not have to go child at all. But
I mean, kind of a foregone conclusion that this one wouldn't be it, because we started as child. But this was Xavi's second bomb back. Xavi will get the strength upgrade. Will miss out on the bow from Rolling Goron though, and that's starting to become a problem for him.
I mean, it starts becoming a problem once Exodus starts doing bowlock checks in Forest, I feel. Because then Exodus is doing something that Xavi can't do. Interesting call to check Stone DC before going to Required Forest Temple, but DC is a really strong location. I would probably do it at some point too, but...
For density, it's a great location, but while you have progression available, sorry, I kind of disagree with the play.
I mean, we're still... It's really early on. We're still looking for a lot of stuff. Hold on, no. What are we looking for? We're looking for 1 strength upgrade, Mirror Shield, and Rang, and that's it. We already have light arrows too.
Hold on.
We're like 3 items from go here. Yeah, we can beat water. We can technically maybe beat water.
We can beat water. We can definitely beat forest.
ZL is
don't have access to spirit yet.
Right.
We have access to the first check in Jabu. We know Market is path to Baronade, where we found iron boots so far, which is interesting. So we might want to poke around water some more, or some other iron boots
You know
log
what?
checks. Listening.
Couldn't ZL actually be in ice? Wait,
No,
no.
it's Song of Time.
We know it's Song of Time, but theoretically in beatable only it could be, right?
It could be, but it's useless in this case. I mean, if ZL is in ice, you know this is the Zelda seed.
Yeah. That would be a really amazing hint to find, honestly.
It would be. That would be hilarious. And I think everyone on stream, that is the dream that I get to commentate that race.
And we make out where ZL is at this point.
Let's see.
We got Temple of Time left.
How about Adult Sacred Forest Meadow? That's a pretty likely location.
We found it.
Yeah,
we found it. Let's go. Yeah, I'm totally paying attention. Well, now we can beat water. Yes, we can beat water.
Might be too broke to pay attention. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Song of Time is in logic. Beating water is in logic now. The entirety of Zora's Fountain and Ice Cavern is in logic. The first check of Jabu is in logic. Oh boy. Yeah. Another strength. A
mirror shield.
And
the Rang, and like we kind of know if there's nothing else in market.
Rang is boots locked, so we have a line on where the Rang might be. Definitely want to check out Ice Cavern, I think.
Yeah.
And water. I mean, if you don't get anything from Water Temple, is what I mean.
Yeah, I feel like you do water first.
Yeah, I mean you try, and if your boss key's on River Chest, you're kind of mad, but okay.
Yeah, but like then you know you need to go to ice. And if you don't, then you can dodge it. It's pretty good too. But if then the item you're looking for is in icy waters, then like that's a really tough decision to, like a tough commitment to make. To go.
Xavi gonna get bailed out right here?
Well, no.
No. Well,
no.
Doesn't have magic.
We don't have magic. Yeah, we're still looking for magic. I'm sorry. So that's actually one more item for our go mode list. It's so easy to forget that you actually need magic because it's not on the tracker.
It's not on the tracker, but it's completely indicated on your screen at all times.
Yes,
so
yes.
like it's on the HUD.
I look on the tracker.
Yeah, I know.
I trust the tracker more than the game. Sounds stupid, but it is.
It's wise. It's wise. You don't know, but it's wise. Okay, so Exo is still not headed for Forest Temple. Interesting.
I think you, with the ZL in hand, you like get the fairy fountain and check like this area and then drop down into Goron City, back into Goron City.
Okay, fair.
And you can also grab 3 more hints up here, and then you just make your way into Lost Woods from here. It's not a terrible play.
And bottom of the well still foolish.
Hasn't changed yet.
Yep. Xavi is headed to ice. Zora's Fountain to Twin Rover.
Oh,
that's our last path hint.
Well, that's Mirror Sheet or Strength Upgrade. That is. Hold on.
That's a horrible. I mean, that's horrible for Xavi.
If it's icy waters, then the boomerang can be locked by whatever is at the bottom of fountain. That's funny.
Yeah. It's horrible hint for Xavi though, because this will almost certainly direct Exo. I mean, Exo knew he wanted to check out Fountain anyway, but this is just more information putting Exo on rails with that bow of his. Still Cack path to Morpha.
So Exodus is gonna go into forest here, right? Where did we see the hint for? Well, it's Upper River, right? The Twin Rover hint.
No, that was in Crater. It was Crater Wall, which
I thought Xavi had the hint.
Which Xavi didn't get for some reason.
Also, it's the other way around. Yeah, okay. Like, I'm trying really hard, but it for me, it just looked like the hint popped up on the right side and not on the left.
It's,
What's this gonna be? I mean, we know it's nothing. It's just a lot of
We
health.
know it's nothing, but I want to know about the hint.
If this hint...
30 is dead.
Okay.
So 10 skulls at most. And
That's
I think
pretty
Exo
neat.
is at 7 or 8. Yes, you do gotta learn this King Zora hop. This is so useful. This is a great location for the second copy of that hint, though. Xavi getting that information at Zora's Fountain is path to
Oh
Morpha
god, yes.
straight
That's
away.
clutch. That's really good.
Saved by the bell, or so we think.
I mean, it's kinda annoying to find a hint in the location where you're already at. Nice blue fire bottle, by the way.
Nice.
That's cool. Haha. But like that, like given where the other copy of that hint is, that's actually pretty good. And that's Mirror Sheet on the iceberg. So it's not iron.
So
It's
not the mirror shield for whatever's in whatever's the market path to sorry.
I mean, we haven't seen the bottom of the fountain.
We haven't seen Icy Waters yet.
Dude, if strength is down there too, oh god. No. That's impossible, is it?
This is baby's first seed so far. We'll see. Don't want to curse the runners early. What do we get?
I'm squinting my eyes so hard.
It's something. It looks like a nut. So that wasn't it.
Okay. So iron boots are still... Well, it's either iron boots or it's like... What else do we have in my left in market? I think we've done everything except for...
Treasure chest game.
Treasure chest game and big pose.
That's magic locked.
Was big pose hinted?
Yeah.
Treasure game
big
is magic
pose
locked,
is
yes.
not hinted and is Epona locked, so isn't in logic until after burning Cac.
Which is Spirit and Forest, which means...
Spirit and Forest, yeah, that is doable.
That can totally be the rank, though.
Yeah, it could be. Doable without anything that locks Jabu.
Right, every...
Wait, Cac shooting was
skeleton.
lens? Oh!
Cac shooting was lens? Uh-oh.
No.
How did we miss that? Yeah,
I don't know,
Exodus,
but thanks
has
to
it.
chat. Yep.
Oh boy. Well...
Yeah, so this is going in Exodus's favor at the moment, because yeah, he's doing that 15-minute progression. On the other hand, Xavi is rushing through ice here and is obviously going to get his Song of Time, will, after that, likely complete Water Temple, just because he can. After that, the question becomes, when does he find another bow, or when is he able to, or when will he when will he going back Child and stopping rolling Goron?
I think
he has CL and Zarya, so he will probably finishing off Goron City Child is not a bad play here.
I mean, you can't really do that much as adult right now.
You can beat Water Temple. Mostly.
Well, depends on
bow.
where the boss key is. Without bow, that's
True.
kind of tricky. Oh, that's a big chest in ice. That free blue fire. Like, here's something that you're going to get in 2 minutes anyway. I love that.
Let's see about that big chest in ice, though.
Oh, drum roll,
You can go into GTG, true. It's a long shot locked location at the moment. Epona. Din's fire.
I am not impressed. That doesn't do anything right now.
I mean, put that thing back. It doesn't do anything, but it's like it puts Shadow closer to logic. And as a runner, in this situation, in this seed, you really don't want that. Sorry, Spirit. Shadow. You know what I mean.
You actually, I think you said Shadow.
Did I?
I think so.
Either that or your brain auto-corrected it, which, given how often I made this
mistake,
mistake,
might have
fair cop.
But I'm pretty sure you did say Shadow. Yeah, chat backs me up on this. You said Shadow.
Thanks, brain.
Thanks, brain.
Nuts, and I think a small chest, or Deku seeds, rather. So Xavi's out of here. Only thing left that's in here is Final Chest and Song of Time on the Serenade check.
I wonder if we could actually see. Well, there's no point, right? I'm thinking about like the strat where you don't need opponents to do big pose, where like you respawn the dude like multiple times and hope he's big and then kill him with the bow.
It's a 40% chance. The strat isn't too horrible because of that.
Yeah, but I don't think it's really worth it because we need to do 3 progression dungeons on our way to opponents.
Yeah,
so
and
like,
I mean,
there's no point in doing Jabu earlier because you're probably not gonna Jabu's probably the last dungeon that we're gonna beat anyway, the last progression dungeon. So I don't think there's any merit to going to Jabu early.
I mean, it's the only merit it is that you kind of brute force your way into more progression. It's not going to likely give you a lot of items, given how the seed is laid out, and it is
kind of logic bow.
Yeah, well, not likely.
I still feel like that's not worth it. And you can go more Jabu too if it's the last one, but like if you're there and you don't have all the items yet, you're still gonna clear it, I think.
That's a point. Exo doesn't have a bottle, which Xavi does. I think he has 2 bottles at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, the bottle was in Child Spirit, one of them.
Yeah.
And the other one was in Fountain.
The big advantage Xavi has here. So big chest on Ice Cavern Final? Yes!
It is.
Hello!
Stop reading the spoiler log.
I did not.
The scale. We actually don't have access to the spoiler log, by the way. Just saying.
No.
That scale is...
in logic.
Really not that impactful, though, is it?
No, not really. I mean, the only thing it really does is puts you closer to not having your iron boots be your path item from market. Other than that, it's mostly for convenience. It's mostly convenient for routing around this child. This is in logic, by the way.
First thing after ice, let's grab that letter.
Yeah, let's not forget about that. First thing after ice, let's grab that letter. We need that to get into Ice Cave. Wait. But yeah, we're also going to see what Composer's Grave has here. More songs, more better.
I mean, this is Minuet then. I think we know guaranteed that this is Minuet. Unless it's on Prelude. It's not guaranteed, but it's very likely for this to be Minuet because ZL was in adult SFM, which is locked by Sarias, which would then explain why Kaga's path to Phantom Ganon. So that's a very high chance.
It is.
It could also be Spirit. Oh, it is. Am I behind? Hold on.
No, I mean, no, you're not behind. I mean, it is, as in, it's a high chance. But you are right. ZL is indeed locking Minuet.
I mean,
it's the easiest way this logic can make sense.
I mean, if Spirit was locked by a key in a ZL lock check in Spirit, then this could have also checked out in the exact same way.
Xavi's warping to SFM and going back into Forest without a bow. He's not going to be bailed out by a bow in Forest. We know that from Exodus' side. So this is a bit of a time loss for Xavi for sure. Loses a minute or 2 here from having to go back into Forest later when he does find that bow.
Xavi has been in Forest before, though. So this is the second time he's dipping, and he's going to dip for a 3rd time.
Yeah, he will have to.
Unfortunately. So, after this, Xavi can do the courtyard, and, I think that's pretty much it. So, I think he kind of has to go back child, whereas Exodus can just stay adult and focus on more progression. So it's really, really good in terms of momentum for Exodus here. But yeah, double Forest. One player can do it, one player can't, but we're still seeing double Forest.
I mean, check off your bingo cards, folks.
I was clean Baronade on there too.
Probably.
We're probably gonna see at least one of them. Well, no, we don't know for sure. I mean, we don't know if we can beat water, because we don't know if we're bow locked. Exodus is probably gonna tell us.
I mean, the bow is on logic, so Exodus can definitely beat water. But for Xavi, this is another thing he needs to be concerned about. He's obviously, you want to stay adult for as long as possible during your adult one. Just try and chain it together.
Yeah.
Try and avoid having to crisscross between ages too often.
Especially not having Prelude.
This case is really hurting him, and not having that bow is just hindering him from doing a lot.
It's not long before Childgorn City becomes his most check-dense location. I hate to say that. At some point it will.
Yeah. The bow is on Rolling Goron in Childgorn City. So, Hot Rodder Goron.
I would have lost. I would have not picked up that bow either if I was in Xavi's position. Because, like, doing Childgorn City for one check, you don't even want to go in there for 2 checks. Or, like, I don't. I like to skip Childgorn City, but... Nice jump up there. This room can be messy sometimes, as demonstrated. Hold on. Is Xavi playing for a vanilla bow?
Yeah, he is.
No, well, that's... Has he recalled to 4-master yet? Or is he going to do that now? He's probably going to do that now.
I think he might be doing that soon.
Push the blocks into place, because he don't want to do it again. And then you recall into Courtyard, try to get another key. Or like, do we have enough keys to do vanilla bow chest? With 2 more, so 3 in total? 1?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
The last two give you access to green bow.
Yep.
To Amy, I should say.
Yeah, it's probably easier to distinguish them by name for people who are colorblind. I don't know who is, but like in terms of accessibility, when we're calling her by her name. So the poles are named after like some characters from some story. I don't actually remember all the details, but
they are named after characters from a TV series called Little Women, and book and TV series. They're called Joelle, Beth, Amy, and Meg in that order.
In that order. And this reminded me that like in the German translation of this game, the 4 carpenters are named after the Beatles, if I remember correctly.
That is correct. They are called Ron, Paul, George, and Ringo.
Dude, all these pop culture
John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Sorry.
I couldn't even possibly have corrected you because I don't know the names of artists by heart.
I mean, they are kind of the one of the maybe 3 artists from the last century that literally everyone in this world might know. The others being Elvis and Marilyn Monroe.
That's probably a couple more.
True.
Michael Jackson.
Salvador Dali.
Also famous. The good thing that Forest Temple is almost over, because I am running out of stuff to talk otherwise.
That being said, though, Xavi is expected dipping into water,
I mean,
which
he doesn't really have a choice.
It's the understandable play here.
I I think you kind of hope to find rank so you can wrap up Jabu in your next chart section. I think that's what you're going for here.
With a market path to Baronade hint, the odds aren't too bad, actually.
They're actually not that bad, but it's like
But
there's 4 items in water.
Not having the bow here for
You don't have the bow.
and magic definitely precludes you from at least 2 of those items. I think that was a key chest in Cracked Wall.
That's a key, yep. That's for sure a small key.
Good bomb strats here against those spikes.
I mean,
nothing.
You usually want to do this with a quick spin, but with Master Sword, with Big Goron Sword, as opposed to with Master Sword, it's actually fairly finicky to get them. So
especially if you don't have magic.
Especially if you don't have magic, you're right. And that's a very clean Phantom Ganon fight.
Yep, that was over quickly.
Blink and you miss it. So what's
hey, I already used that phrase.
Yeah, I use that all the time. It's not that you have like copyrighted that phrase. Hover boots. Some shiny shoes. That's a really nice thing to bring into Water Temple, by the way. Just saying.
It is. It really makes Water Temple a lot more bearable, but it also, again, puts Shadow Temple closer to logic, which you don't want.
We can actually... Hold on, we can actually beat Shadow Temple.
As soon as we find magic.
Right. We're still missing... I forget that we're still missing magic, because I'm looking at the track and it's not there. I'm gonna fall for this for like another hour, probably.
Yeah, this is the Exodus seed is just on rails. This bow really just has opened up, or has just put his seed entirely, I think, on the God route for the moment, and it doesn't seem to be likely to stop soon here. Okay, boss key check for Xavi here.
I mean, you have 2 keys. That's what you got to do. Just make sure it's nothing and then scum away. Get your keys back.
And then check Darklink and be disappointed.
Okay, that's an item.
It's junk. The first junk item I think we've seen, or the first item we've seen in water.
Oh,
four.
They're both taking different routes in water too. So now that we've seen compass, compass is a small key, which means we've seen 1, 2, 3 small keys.
I think checks in water are either 0 or 5 key locked. So Xavi can at least peek this chest, which is good. Can at least he can do compass. He can at least peek the bow lock check afterwards. I think.
Can you?
I think you can get in from the top. That's another key.
You need the water level up top or hover boots.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So like if you do this first thing when entering water, then yes, you can peek it. Unless you have hovers.
In Xavi's position might have been a smart thing to do, but on the other hand, he has another chance to do that after opening up Central Pillar here.
Yeah, Xavi going into Central Pillar, actually using the key, which was something I've not seen in years.
In a good long while, yeah. He doesn't have a bow, though, to open it, to use the torch.
Or Dins. Well, he has the Dins, he doesn't have magic. Our inventory screen looks so blank. There's like almost nothing in there.
And yet we are 3 items from Go mode. 2. 3 with magic.
With magic it's 3, yeah. Or like 2 from Muggle mode, as some people call it.
Will Xavi be able to peek this in time? He's not even going to try. He's just extending his time as much as possible, and likely 20 seconds should be enough to beat these enemies.
Oh, really?
Should be. If you get it done quickly.
It doesn't look that quick to me.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
14 seconds. That could work with the shell blades. Come on.
Come on. Okay.
Oh wow, he might even actually get this in one fell swoop here.
Come on. 5, 4, 3.
That worked. It's junk. Nothing. But hey, good jorb.
That was close. No Happy New Year, I guess. 2024 just started. So like
Didn't peak it first. No, he just saved his limited like 24 seconds of breath that he had to
that was
to
so
get
close. Like I could have not done it in that time.
no. Honestly, that's just that was very quick. Xavi showing why he's the number 2 seed in this tournament. All right. Speaking of showing why you're the number 2 seed in this tournament, wow, that was clean.
Talking about the jump.
Yeah, the jump to Pierre was utterly flawless here.
Some people are using a setup for this. Some people like go way too far to the right and then like on this weird limbo state where they're actually like grabbing the ledge but not grabbing it at the same time and then like jump slash out of it.
But this is Darkling is the last check that Xavi will be able to do here, and then he might be able to peek.
No.
Wait, can he get to?
Well, he can peek. He can. That's a big.
That's a biggie.
That's bow locked.
It is bow locked and hovers locked or long shot locked. So this is gonna put Xavi further in the hole if this is important.
There is a bomb strat that you can do from the other side, I guess, but you need hovers to get there underwater, and well, to get there without the water.
You need one or the other. You need hovers or long shot to get to this.
Like from the other side, you need hovers for sure, because there's a bomb. Like you can like.
Okay, that's useless. Kokiri sword. No logical implications at all.
Right, that
Xavi will be concerned about this, but this is not the This is not the check that loses him this game, if any.
We need another bow to show up.
If you're a Xavi fan, sure, definitely want another bow to show up.
I just want another bow to show up for like this race to be a little bit closer than it is currently.
Yeah, Xavi's really hurting for that bow. That's true.
I mean, how far is he behind at this point? We've not seen the Bosky in water yet.
Half a forest temple.
Half a forest temple.
If he doesn't find the boss key on Darklink, he's basically gonna be 2 half temples behind.
He could go to river and peek it.
Yeah.
But then he can't get it. Oh, there's
the boss key though. Okay.
It's something.
Breathe.
Happy 1 hour, everyone.
Happy 1 hour.
He's actually deciding to peek it. That's interesting.
Makes sense. Now that you have Song of Time, definitely peek it.
Yep. And
get as much information as you can.
And Exodus will not be able to check it because Exodus doesn't have Song of Time. He's not even going to be able to peek it. So, I mean, Exodus is going to be right on Xavi's tail here. He's going to get the boss key and beat Morpher as well.
That is junk.
That's the second key
Song
locked
of Time
item.
is an ice cavern.
Yep, and it's hinted too.
Yep, so there is one... No, wait. That's all 4 items. Right? You've seen 1 in Central Pillar, 1 in River, 1 on Boss Key,
the big
and
one.
1 in Central Bow Target.
That's
all 4 items.
Yep. Don't even...
Rush Tektite or Toilet.
I mean, it's either Tektite or Toilet. Or it's Big Pose or Lens Game. And the later the magic shows up, the better, I would say. Now.
True, but if you're Xavi, you probably want to get Big Pose out of the way to get some more information. And this might just be like the seed to do Big Pose out of logic. Nice Morpher quick grab and flawless execution on this fight.
There's another check that Xavi's going to leave behind. And it's Shoot the Sun. Did we find a hint for that? Just before I...
No.
Think. Okay. And that's a key, but we knew that.
While we are waiting for an eternal cutscene, it seems, and Exo is retracing Xavi's steps, shoutouts to everyone who made this restream possible on such short notice. Exo and Xavi, who agreed to it with literally 5 minutes to start the race. Thank you so much, guys. Also, thank you to our trackers, Tenacious Toad and Melqui, and thank you to Dare Devin for joining me on commentary today.
And also thank you, Toad. I was almost gonna pronounce your name in German. Thank you, Tobias, for picking up the restream and also being on double duty essentially, and like actually like asking people, because if you didn't ask like half an hour before it started, I would have not been aware. So that's a fantastic opportunity to get involved with the community, get involved with chat, get involved with the game without actually playing it. Just like having a good time.
Man, this was a perfect segue to me saying, hey, if you would like to help out with these streams, please feel free to join the ZeldaSpeedRuns Discord and the OoTR Discord and apply for commentary or tracking, and help us out here, getting these streams to the people. Because I'll be quite honest, I'm looking at our commentary sign-up sheet right now. There's a bunch of trackers signed up. There's not a lot of commentators at the moment because there's just so much going on. And also, a lot of the matches are during US work hours, which cuts our pool basically in half.
Yeah.
So, if you want to help out, if you feel like you have you have what it takes to be a commentator on ZSR or a tracker, obviously, please fill out the application. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, that was the perfect segue too.
Amazing.
Yeah. I wish I thought of that. Like my mind just stopped then. That's a strength too. Oh god, Spirit Temple is now such an attractive option.
Oh boy,
this is
okay.
Like, I feel like I would want to go to Spirit here. And like you don't necessarily need like logically you need a bow for one check in Spirit. And that is the boss key, but you just like walk into the flame anyway. So Spirit is now a really attractive location because it's check dense. Xavi has already done Child Spirit if I remember correctly. So like he can like be extra sure that he doesn't need that. And it's really check dense. And we might actually just see another bow there.
Yeah, so what will help Exo? That's bomb shoes. I mean, we're taking those. What will help Exo, obviously, tremendously is if Spirit Temple. If Spirit Temple ends up keylocked, that will push Exo in the right direction in terms of items he needs to still get. I think
Spirit Temple can't be keylocked though.
I mean, there's a key in Child Spirit. Doesn't need to be one in Adult Spirit.
I thought there was no key in Child Spirit, but like we were climbing, so there was. I'm being a dingus, and it's not this. Well, I mean, this is not Ironwood's lock. So that's the Spirit play. Spirit being a fantastic shout right now. Spirit is really dense. It's actually rather quick too.
Another progression dungeon you can basically full clear. There's one bow lock check here.
It is progression. And also, given the nature of how bows work, not only like in required only, but like in basically any mode playing this, except for like no logic, a bow can be bow locked. So there's even merit to checking checks that would normally be bow locked for a bow, if you really need one. And you could also theoretically check foolish locations for a bow, but that's risky business for sure. So, is Exodus gonna clear Adult Lake? What do you think?
He will. I can't see him leaving that behind.
I mean, you have Serenade. You can come back anytime.
Yeah, but you're not just... I mean, you are right there. You might as well. Show us... shoot the sun. Show us...
I mean, we're looking for items. But, like... Honestly, like, the argument of, like, being right there doesn't really work if you can come back anytime, right? It's like, it's ideas that conflict each other, right? But, like, I guess you're right there. Like it's more like, it's not that you're right there, that's the reason why you want to do it. The reason why you want to do it is because you never want to come back. I think that's
even a much
better.
argument there. Yeah.
But there's also so many more check dance locations out there. So like, Exodus not checking like would actually work in Xavi's favor here. Would give him more time to catch up and find a bow potentially. So that's actually what that would actually make for an interesting divergence here, and like an interesting way for Xavi to come back into this game. Although it's not lost entirely, we're still looking for a lot of stuff, namely magic and rang, and that's it. Right?
Yeah, not that much of stuff. That stick
is nothing. I think there was an arrow, but it's a stick with a pointy end, so same thing. It's not the stick we're looking for, because there's a curved stick that we're really eager to find.
Yeah.
That's a bowboat of keys and spirit. Gonna come up, like, especially this part of spirit is so quick to do and so checked ends.
I mean, this definitely helps the race being a race. Exo is walking away from his strength 2 here.
Oh, he is, yes. I mean, again, you can come back anytime. So, like, why, if you have other things to do? It's like, it looks like he wants to knock out Ice Cavern here. Which is like, Ice Cavern's actually... I think Ice Cavern is actually not the thing to do here.
No,
because
I mean...
that's some, like, Exodus doesn't know, obviously, but could also go down the river, I guess.
I mean, he knows that... he knows that Marketer's path to Baronade, and so far all he found there was Iron Boots, so that is I think, reason enough in his mind to take care of Ice Cavern.
He wants to knock out... Oh no, he has the Fountain Hint path to Tunrova, right? He doesn't have the mirror.
He does.
Okay, he's going down the river first. That's fine. Yeah. But, like, yeah, he wants to follow the paths. So that absolutely makes sense. Like, if you have a path to follow, then you can forgo Water Temple, I think.
Rule number 1 of beating in OoTR seed: do progression dungeons when available. Rule 1A: do linear progression dungeons first. Rule number 2: clear your paths.
Well,
I don't say full clear, but clear your paths until you find useful things. Gerudo Training Grounds final is not it. And there's the third bomb bag just sitting in Zora's River. That is too accessible bomb bag, and
that's a Sphere Zero bomb bag, which means like as well as the one in Deku, which means that the bomb bag doesn't mean anything. I mean, we know because we have seen the hookshot in Deku as well.
Yep. So the bomb bag is definitely not a path item in Deku. Removing it from the list. There's the boss key for Spirit. Good news for Xavi.
I honestly believe that Exodus is hoping for a strength to be in Fountain rather than a Mirror Shield, right? Because Mirror Shield, a lot of the time, actually ends up in Spirit being strength 2 locked.
Yeah,
so that's what
Spirit being as chick dense as it is, yeah, absolutely. Okay, play CL here. What was the one check? The one Bollock check he can't do here in Spirit?
The boss key chest is logically bow-locked because you need to hit an eye switch behind one of the doors.
Fair.
Logically,
so this one, which was junk anyway.
Yep.
The strengths we currently have are in early. Wait. Adult Fishing and Sacred Forest Meadow Wolfos Grotto is right, yeah.
The Wolfos Grotto, yeah.
Okay, so Exo is about to find the Mirror Shield and maybe be quite disappointed, as you said.
I would be so disappointed. The question is, though, do you do ice or not? Because, like, you know, it's Song of Time, you kinda, like...
With Zora's Fountain being... Or, like, Under the Icy Waters not being it, and your other Iron Boots lock check at this point being Tech-Tied, you're desperate for any Iron Boots lock checks, so you are definitely doing Ice Cavern just to get... Oh, shit. Well, that's gonna be remedied in 3 seconds.
Well, no, there it is. I actually forgot about that.
That's also why he postponed this.
Yeah, like, I mean, he was not intending to do ice, but now that he has the tool to do so, will he do it?
He will. No doubt he will, just because, again, unlocking more Iron Boots lock checks, because that's at the moment that is his only path item from market, or his only possible.
Oh, because
path
he
item.
does. Wait. River Chest was an item. He doesn't know what kind of item it was, so he probably wants to come back for that. That's why he needs Song of Time.
Yeah, we
He
know
hasn't
it's
confirmed
junk,
that
but
now.
obviously Exo doesn't.
So that's gonna cost him some time there.
Yeah,
That is.
Yeah, it's
nuts.
it's.
I would say if this was MM,
nuts.
I would have said it's Garo's mask, but
Yeah,
you
no,
never
this is not that game.
It's not this game. I mean, Xavi has like the Fierce Deity and the MM Childlink model.
Childlink with all those masks stuck to his body is kind of creepy.
Yeah, like especially the Keaton mask on the side of his head. Like, how are you wearing that? So there was nothing in Spirit so far, though. That's kind of disappointing. Could still be something on Twinrova. But like, what do you do? What does Xavi do afterwards? A GTG play, maybe? Like, it's accessible with Longshot. We don't have the bow, but we have Strength 2 and Song of Time and Iron Boots on the table for Toilet, so we could actually do a sizable amount of checks.
Yeah, I would not be mad about a GTG play. I think this is entirely.
It's the densest play he has, other than Going Child.
Yeah. And Xavi wants to avoid Going Child. Obviously,
we know it's the wrong play. Like, we know Going Child is correct, unless another bow shows up. But also GTG could just have the bow at this point, too.
Yeah.
It's not too far-fetched.
As you said, sizable amount of GTG is doable. Lobby can't be done, the two bow statue checks can't be done, but other than that...
Yeah, there's 4 checks, hold on. GTG has... I have my trusty resource, if it loads.
22 checks, 13 of which are items.
13 are items, and we can't do 4 of them, and they might just be keys, and we might even not even be needing all keys in GTG because the
four of them. We all the time advocate for doing GTG if you don't have strength 2. So I'm not mad about doing GTG if you don't have bow in this situation.
It's the same deal basically. It's 4 checks versus 4 checks.
Exactly.
And that's double defense on Twinrova. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it.
No, we're not saying that.
We're not saying that today. No. I'm resisting so hard of it.
Wow, imagine Devin being a responsible adult.
Dude,
also, where's
that needs a lot of imagination, by the way. Like, a lot.
A lot. Anyway, GTG? Xavi was thinking for a moment. Yep, GTG. First of all, Colossus Fairy, obviously. But GTG next, I think.
Yep. I mean, that's, like, the best play he has in terms of density. We don't have another path that we can resolve. Other than, like, doing big pose out of logic. I feel like you kind of want to... Hold on.
What? Oh,
that's
dear.
A hammer. Well, hammer's not in fire.
Logic. That puts fire entirely in logic.
Oh no.
Great!
I mean, we can at least, like, climb a little bit in fire and find out if the key logic checks out, because this is still required only, I'm sorry. Not beat. Well, it was formerly known as beatable only, but it's now called required only, which is slightly more accurate, I want to say. Slightly more expressive. But we could just, like, find only items for the first couple checks in fire and then be locked out of the rest of it. Would be, like, the best case scenario, but, like, you really don't want to go fire, right? Like, we're still missing a couple of pieces to the puzzle. We have a wallet, so, like, can buy a tunic, logically.
Exo did indeed bail out of Ice Cavern without Song of Time.
He probably feels like he doesn't need it, but that's really risky.
Honestly, that is the worst of both worlds. You know that it locks another Iron Boots lock check, and you've done most of and you've done most of your 2 in fact, because River Chest exists from his point of view, and you've done most of Ice Cavern at this point. I don't like this play, respectfully.
I mean, that's really risky. and you would only play this riskily if you felt behind severely, right? So why would Exodus think he's behind at this point? Is it because of the mirror shield? No, certainly not.
With
Is it
4
because of
medallions
the
at
bottle?
1:17 with 4 medallions at 1 hour 17 minutes, how do you feel behind?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Ooh,
oh, that's a big chest on the roof. The
rooftop
roof.
has a big chest. Let's see what this is.
In just a minute. Or two. Oh, Exodus is rushing Tektite. Did he save in ice? Like, he could actually, like, be saving in ice, checking Tektite, and then reset back?
That
We can't. No, he save warped to get back to market because we don't have prelude. So unless he like copied his save file, which would be a strat that I would really love to see. I don't think he did that.
Save file copy strats are used sparingly, but when they are used,
I think I've actually used like one once, and it was like kind of
Tektite
worth
is
it,
not
but
the
also
answer.
Tektite is not the answer. So that still leaves one more Iron Boots check that we don't know of, namely Toilet.
Yeah, and 2 that he doesn't.
That he doesn't. And also there's still Market. There's 2 checks in Market left. One being Magic locked, the other one being Opponent's locked, which is, by extension, actually logically Magic locked? Like, what do we know about? Oh, that's a nice shot.
Well, blue t-shirt.
That helps where we're going.
Well, you don't need to hold your breath in the toilet. Someone cleaned it, I suppose. Anyway.
I was gonna say, like, even if you could breathe underwater, you would probably still hold your breath in the toilet, right? You kinda have to. And this is Exodus rounding up Hyrule Field. I don't think we've seen anything in Hyrule Field yet, have we? Because with Serenade, you would just fly to water anyway.
Yeah, Colossus right hand dead.
Was that Bomb Shoes 20 pieces or Bombs 20 pieces? Oh, yeah.
1!
Oh yeah, we're counting out
we're
items.
gonna have to count items and keys today.
Hold on.
Yeah, I know.
So that's
I should probably note that down somewhere.
I can take care of that.
Items.
I'm actually using the little tool that I'm created for tracking my keys and items in dungeons.
Ooh.
Because I cannot remember that stuff. So I'm actually going to take care of that.
That's one key. Junk item,
that's
one key.
Item, that's another item, and another key.
Okay.
Penta is dead. Well, like, can you please look, sir?
So would you mind looking at the other?
I think he's seen it. Fire arrows
in the other in Lone Scrub Grotto here.
I was gonna say, sir, this is a Wendy's. I don't know if anyone gets that reference. That's a small chest. That's an item.
So 4 items so far, 3 keys.
I don't think there was anything in the maze though, like when you looked at it, because I think that would have like you would have seen a big chest.
If anything, it was a key. There wasn't a big chest anywhere. I think didn't see.
It doesn't help with counting the keys, but there's no items that are important, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's
that's an item. It's item number 5.
Bow, please. Can we please have a bow?
Your wish is the game's command.
Xavi is bailed out.
What a bailout, man!
Let's go.
Do you continue? No, you bail out of you bail out of GTG immediately. Do Forest Temple.
Do you though? Like, I mean, you're there. You don't have a Raws. You can't come back. You're doing the bow.
Ah, shit! Yeah, you don't have magic. You don't have.
I think you want to stay here. I think you want to stay here and round things up real quick because you're looking for magic.
Clear this thing out. Right? Okay, that's 2 more items. So that's 7 items.
Yeah, I've lost track of the items, I'm sorry. There's another key.
A small key, okay. So that's number 4. That's item number...
that keeps on giving.
8.
What is this gonna be?
It's magic!
Oh my fucking...
Oh, wow! Okay, I'm gonna use the word now. This is a jet. And Big Pose has the banana!
What's happening?
What? My goodness!
Dude, we have been waiting for stuff to happen for like half an
Well-
hour, and like now we get all the items.
Okay, that is
This is-
horse locked.
It doesn't matter though, because we
Doesn't
have access
matter
to the
though,
hall.
because Xavi can just do forest.
We do have access to the hall, so it's not that. Well,
It's go mode, or Chad is in go mode. Xavi will be as soon as he gets the horse and does the remaining market checks.
Yeah, so Exodus is still missing the strength from adult fishing, and he's going child. So this one swung heavily in Xavi's favor now.
Yeah.
This is in the matter of seconds. That's actually insane. I mean, market is still an unresolved path. So that's that's
from
not,
Xavi's point of view.
From Xavi point from that's why he's not gonna miss the rang, I assume.
Yeah, I would assume so. That's basically that is the main thing that's helping him here is definitely you've done most Iron Boots lock checks, and I think before you do before you walk to Tektite or before you ride to Tektite, you just do big pose anyway.
Yeah, it's basically on the way. I mean, yeah, Iron Boots were very unlikely to begin with to produce what we needed. So this is insane.
This is ridiculous.
It was worth joining this just for this moment. That was amazing, dude. Let's go. I hope no one is thinking that I'm picking favorites here, but like this bow was just.
That is a ridiculous bailout for Xavi. This bow definitely made his race here. I think if that hadn't happened, if that bow hadn't shown up, I think this would have been Exodus's race to lose.
Yeah, for sure.
Is this bow in logic? I think it is.
No,
we have hammer. We have hammer.
Hammer's in logic. But you would still you hit the eye switch in that room to open the door, right? And not to you only need. Wait, no, that wasn't the kill the enemies thing that spawned that.
Yeah, it was the kill the enemies
and
thing.
You can kill the enemies with just hookshot or nuts if you're so fancy. So it's like it doesn't matter.
It's locked by longshot because it needed to be there, and longshot is our way across the canyon currently.
It is locked by longshot logically, yes, but
other than that, no other requirements.
I forgot where the second hook. Oh wait, no, both hookshots was V0, so
yeah,
you can theoretically just if you go right side, you need bombs. If you go left side, you can just go left side in GTG with just hookshot. And then you can make it all the way to that room from the other side. And then just get that bow basically sphere 1, which is scary.
Yeah.
Or why would you do that?
Why would you do GTG with nothing? I don't know. That never paid out. Yeah, Exo needs strength 2 and magic.
Exo's still looking for items here too.
Yeah. Yeah, Exo doesn't have guidance. So what does the world look like in which Exo catches up here? I think the world looks a lot like him.
He's gonna full clear Jabu, whereas Xavi's gonna go mode it, so Xavi's gonna save a couple minutes there, but Xavi's still catching up in terms of progression in Forest. Exodus still hasn't done Spirit, but he's, on the way to doing progression here. So it's you need a third strength, yes. If the third strength for Exodus shows up, I can't even be mad. That would be fantastic for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, that would be.
Where would
really
that strength
helpful.
be? It has to be in Jabu then.
Yeah, for the sake of Exo staying in the race, it needs to be in Jabu. I think.
That would be
or just
crazy.
here in Zora's domain, because that's checks he does anyway.
Xavi hasn't done domain yet, right?
If that's true. But he doesn't need to. He knows he's in go mode at that point.
Yep.
When he goes to domain, he will 100% have that boomerang. I can't imagine a world in which he doesn't do big pokes.
Unless he forgets the paths. Sometimes I just forget that my hints exist. That's definitely a possibility. So the odds are probably not 100%, but it's very likely.
Yeah.
I jinxed it. Okay, that's a T-shirt. That's the red shirt. That's not quite as the gauntlets that we're looking for, but it's some piece of clothing, I guess. So why could that third strength be? Basically anywhere, right? Especially with this being beatable only. Required only. Could just be anywhere. It could be in Light Trial.
Could be anywhere, really.
Yep.
It doesn't need to be anywhere accessible. We have a path to Baronade for market, yeah. So here is the paths we got today. Deku Tree to Morpha for a hook shot, Kakariko to Phantom Ganon for Saria's Song, Kakariko to Morpha for a long shot, and Market to Baronade for Boomerang, as well as Zora's Fountain for Twin Rover for Mirror Shield. Given this is reachable only, if you have a grasp of logic, this is a really, really good introductory seed to OoTR, actually.
Yeah, it really rewards I can't speak. The knowledge of logic in this game and just like knowing, like weighing your odds to like that GTG play didn't necessarily have to work out, but it was, I think, very high likelihood to work out because there's so many checks and like there was not really a lot for Xavi left to do. Like he could have gone back Child and do like what? Child Garden City exactly, and like that's about it.
Yeah, and
Hyrule Field.
Hyrule Field is a thing that existed,
Valley.
yeah. Like Exodus, hike across Hyrule Field to Tektite Grotto here.
That's a command, yeah. Hyrule Castle, bottom of the OGC, yeah. Nice. Those, yeah. I was like, no, was there like a Gerudo Valley foolish hint or something? Because like none of these runners have been to Gerudo Valley. It's also a really kind of hard place to route in most of the time.
Valley Lakers in shambles. Are you surprised?
With Serenade, you don't have to. Oh, big chest. Big chest.
Is this the bailout for Exodus? If this is the third strength, we might have a race on our hands. It's not.
Ah, it's a wallet. Ah, that doesn't do anything. I mean, there's still 3 more checks. Was rank chest hinted?
Baronade, yes. Rank chest was not hinted, I think.
Okay, I kind of have to ask.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, what's this gonna be?
This isn't it.
It could really just basically show up any second. Like any minute. I think that's my
How inconsiderate. Somehow I imagine Ruto speaking with a really strong received pronunciation accent. No idea why, though.
We're actually not checking rank chests, so was it actually hinted?
If it was, I missed it.
I've played on and seen too many seeds recently, so I probably get sometimes hint seed bleed. Like, the items and path hints are fine, but, like, sometimes hints are... Like, I don't really pay that much attention. Like, they're not that memorable, right? So they kind of blend in. Oh, never mind, we're doing it.
We are checking rank chests.
We're doing it on the way
in a weird order.
Yeah, I mean, it probably doesn't matter that much.
We are still using the strongest bot in all of Hyrule, though.
I wish I could aim with that, but I just don't hit the stingrays with it.
You probably wanna ask Vidya James to teach you a few lessons.
Probably,
about
yeah.
What to do. Oh,
unhinted rank chest, Kek W. What is it?
It's a bottle.
Now we know where all the bottles are. The tease. The seed is teased. This is why I prefer, like, at least some form of chest size or texture matches contents, because this is from a commentary perspective. You just like the excitement when you see a chest with the required item, or like with the unique item.
Oh, that's a big boy. I used to subscribe to KC Necro just for that Necro Big Boy emote, but I don't know if he updated it for the new chest textures.
Probably not. I don't know. Yeah, see, and like in addition with the textures as well, because it's just easier to see.
Yeah,
it's like the screens are smaller when we're watching two runners at the same time, so it's actually for just to be able to see stuff in like the Gerudo Training Grounds maze, for example.
LOL, imagine being able to see
tiny bit more clearly.
Does Xavi full clear market for path? That is really what it comes down to.
He's picking up. He's playing Nocturne, so he's picking up the song. I think this is what he's doing.
Yep, I think that's a reasonable thing to do. Oh.
Huh?
Wait.
We're going Shad? No.
No way.
No.
I mean, no. Xavi, please turn your ass around right this instant.
I mean, okay, let's talk about why he would do this. Why would you think?
Xavi has not done DC at all, no. So Xavi has, I think Xavi thinks he has exhausted all of his path hints and is mostly going by density at this point. At least he hasn't made sense of the iron boots he found in market for a path to Baronade. We know, obviously, that's not the path to Baronade item at all.
We didn't find anything that was Iron Boots locked, so is this place Iron Boots locked in some fashion?
We had hover boots in Phantom Ganon, on Phantom Ganon. We had Din's Fire in
Ice.
Where was Din's Fire?
Din's was in Ice.
Yeah, it's not
Ice was available.
It's not Iron Boots locked. And we had Nocturne sitting on Requiem.
The magic was available too.
Yeah, magic was in GTG Maze early.
Did he see the hint? That's a good question. Did Xavi see the hint?
I think he did.
I don't remember.
But I think he might just be going by density at this point, and that might cost him dearly, because this is like Exodus needs to find that strength too, which is a tall order. It's kind of isolated at this point, just at adult fishing. He can get back to it at any time. This much is true, like you said earlier. But when do you do this for two checks?
He has so much shit to do. So like, you really go back there. Like once you've been to a location and cleared a part of it, you are only going to come back much later. Like when it's basically the last thing you can do, or like one of the last things you can do. I think like if Xavi is committed to Shadow at this point, that's like, from this point, like 12 minutes, I would say, that he's going to spend in Shadow. That's 12 minutes that Exodus needs to not pick up any strength upgrade. We know where one of them is, but the other one could just show up. And if this is strength, if Baronade has the strength, then Exodus just walks with this, I feel.
That is quite... I mean, there's definitely chance for this at this point. Let's see. This is another slingshot. For a moment, it was like... brown and standing up. I'm like, oh boy.
We don't even need CSMC to show our pants, dude.
Yeah, we just have commentator eyes and can't tell items for shit. Okay, so Xavi's best hope.
Funny,
Xavi's best hope is the following: Strength 3 sitting somewhere in Shadow Temple.
I was gonna mention that too. Exodus is going for Child Spirit here, and then after that gonna do Adult Spirit. But like after that I can actually see an adult, like a GTG play by Exodus as well. Which is gonna give him the magic. Exodus is still looking for the magic too.
Yeah.
But like the GTG's got him covered, and then he's looking for strength. And like we've not seen all of GTG, right?
That's true.
We have not seen the eye statue, I think. Because Xavi did right side first, and then warped back to the center, checked the Bowlock checks in the lobby, and then went for the magic and then bailed afterwards, I think. That's
correct.
What happened.
So you would reverse rather than Serenade. I would 100% agree. You reverse to GTG, and then you basically walk to Lake after GTG, maybe after you full clear GTG. But if you find magic there,
why would you do Lake after GTG if you can warp back anytime? It's not that you have to like route it in. You can just fly.
Yeah, you're right.
The reason why Xavi is committing to Shadow at this point is finding the hovers on Phantom Ganon. He probably feels like, because he found the bow so late, and this is like it feels like kind of a jet. I think he might just feel so behind that he has to commit to something like risky. And Shadow's probably the best place to be in terms of density and also in terms of like risk management, right?
Yeah, this is if you wanna do a risky, like if you wanna do a play, Shadow is definitely a good shout here.
This is certainly like a desperate attempt in like feeling behind and trying to make up for it.
All the keys early. Xavi is going to full clear this place.
I mean, what would make Xavi bail here? Nothing. That is because
I don't see a thing that can make him bail.
Nope. Oh yeah, we could actually, because Chad makes a fantastic point here. The boss key, we could actually, well, we would still be clearing 99% of Shadow, but the boss key might actually be on Bongo, right? Because it's required only.
I think it could.
I think it can.
Boss key is the first item placed in a dungeon. Everything else comes after.
Yeah.
So
it's unlikely.
With reachable only, this is with required only. This is definitely.
It's a 1 in 16 chance. That's not very high.
They're equally weighted.
Yeah. 1 in 15 otherwise, if the boss key can't be placed on the boss. Like that's the only check that it can't be placed on normally, but since this is required only, it certainly can. Oh, big chest. Strength upgrade?
No, third slingshot.
Slingshot. I mean, we could probably now decipher the logic around the slingshots, right? There was 2 more slingshots, and like Deku, you didn't need to beat Goma. Well, there was a slingshot in Baronade, right? So that
there was a slingshot in Baronade, a slingshot right here with a crusher room, and the third one was in. You know, this is easier when you have an item tracking spreadsheet in front of you.
Yeah.
We didn't make one for this race, and it shows.
But it's the slingshot on Baronade is slingshot locked because Deku locks Epona's and Epona's locks the Rang. So that's slingshot locked by extension.
Yep.
But the slingshot in Shadow is it available? Bomback, yes. Dins, yes. Others, yes. Yeah, I think it is.
I think it is, yeah.
You can go into Deku, get your hook shot, and then the seat might logically need you to come back to beat Goma.
Flame check on Dampe here.
Yeah, but flame check was hinted nothing.
Yep, that's true.
Alright, we're checking in 10 skulls here.
If this is just another strength. Nope. I mean, he's basically forced to get Epona after this, though, unless he literally warps away to avoid it. So...
I mean, we're halfway through Shadow at this point. Or, like, even more than
even
halfway.
More, 2/3
no, not with the boat, right?
Yeah, the boat, in terms of distance to walk, we are about 2/3 through. In terms of time, a bit more than halfway because of the boat ride.
I would actually like. I would like to have like some reference points for the dungeons. Like, what would you consider the halfway points? I think that would be fantastic to just know.
That's one for the commentator cheat sheet.
For sure. You guys are using cheat sheets. I don't think I've used one at all. Like, except for like an
Well,
item
but you know what you're talking about.
Sometimes, but not all the time. But like, that would actually a handy resource to have.
Alright, Exo is going adult. What's he looking for? I think most likely going to be reversing to GTG here.
Yeah, it's like, it's your densest play. You can't full clear it because it's really funny that Exodus is going to GTG in hopes for a strength, and Xavi was going there because he was hoping for a bow. But neither of them can complete the... Well, Xavi would have been able to full clear the whole thing on the first trip because of the bow, but...
Yeah, because we found the bow.
There could still be a strength in GTG, right? Exodus is going to do Spirit first, though. We're going to do Progression Spirit. Well, we can't. We don't have strength. Never mind. Dude. See, I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, we're on the boat. Xavi can actually still win this if there's no strength on Exodus's path anywhere. There is a reasonable argument to make for another strength being in GTG. It's not that likely, though. You know, it would be really fun if Exodus went fire with that helm.
Oh, if Exodus gets baited into fire by that would be awful.
Yeah, for sure. But like, Xavi got baited to Shadow, Exodus getting baited into fire, and fire has a very high chance of just being like it key locks itself, kind of.
Possibly, yeah.
But then you also like get a lot of items really quickly, so that's actually like the best of both worlds because you don't spend as much time, and you get a ton of items. Yeah, Xavi hasn't done DC, which is at this point I think you could have chosen DC over Shadow, but at this point you just assume that Xavi's not getting the boss key. Oh, he's gonna check the other room first for a small key, and if there's a small key in Bongo, he doesn't do it. Then he's gonna go back if this is a small key. This is like a required only play for sure.
Why not just play use Dins here?
Because equipping Dins and then watching the cutscene just takes forever, and you might just save time if this is not it. This is like kind of gambling. It's not it, and I cannot see it.
It's junk. We're out of here.
Bongo.
We can't do Bongo. Which also tells Xavi a lot more. He knows that at this point, all dungeons is entirely out of the question. So, Fire Temple, entirely unneeded. Or likely unneeded. Shadow Temple, unneeded.
Unbeatable, I would say.
Unbeatable, yeah. Xavi,
Crossing
please.
some Dins checks.
Please get your horse.
Using a setup here to use Longshot to get to this chest from the jail.
This is Hookshot extension, yeah.
It's a flashy strat for sure.
Yep, and well practiced. This is Arthur Houdini's setup, I think. Or at least the setup.
Does it save that much time, though?
It does.
Like if you don't
saves you
perfect.
A little bit less than a minute.
Really? If you have Longshot? Is it really a minute? Because like once you beat the Garuda Guard, you can just Longshot to the vines and then climb up. I don't feel like that's worth a minute. I think that's more like 30 seconds. It's still a pretty good time save. Especially if you have two runners that are this close in skill.
True. Well, let's call it 30 seconds. Yeah,
Xavi's back to Overworld. I think Like, what's his thought process here? I wonder. Getting the lens. Oh, that might actually push him back towards market. And we don't have prelude. Like, now he can full clear market, and if he remembers its path, if he has that information, of course, then he might actually be saved by finding the lens here. Would be kinda funny. So you just go back to market, you check big pose, and then you find it, and you're good. That's what I'm thinking. And that's definitely... We're moving towards market here. Like, you could also just safe warp, but... Like, if you don't... You just... If you don't have business in Hyrule Field, you safe warp. So this is 100% a commitment to... No.
Get you a horse.
Okay, he's just calling the taxi, I'm sorry. Like, whenever someone
Taxi!
is like... Someone is doing something and then all of a sudden pulls out an ocarina, I always... Like, it gets me every time. It's like it's not that I'm easily startled, I swear. But like, there's one thing that scares me, and it's like someone randomly pulling out a flute.
And there's the Poe. Alright, this is going to be go mode for Xavi within a few seconds.
But we've not seen this check, though. What if this is a strength? Or have we seen this? Because Xavi did right side first, and I don't think Xavi ever actually touched this.
Xavi didn't touch left
side.
Or
did he do the big room?
No.
Room?
If there's a strength here...
Okay, never mind. Well, it could still be bow locked in the next room.
Didn't do bow lock checks here. This is Xavi getting the hint that he needs, I think.
Is this the hint?
Yeah.
Is this it?
Market to Baronade!
Yep.
And he's just gotta go, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit!
Yep.
1 second! Hold that thought, Epona.
Oh, he actually didn't have it.
Yeah, no. He just added it to his tracker. This is the first copy of this hint he's seen.
Dude. I mean, he would have gotten this regardless. He caught it, so he was gonna hand it in anyway. But yeah. You could... This could have been... This could have been
1 hour 40 minutes for sure. Maybe 1 hour 30. Without this detour.
I mean, he's gonna do Jabu and beat Ganon, and that's gonna take like something between 10 and 15 minutes. So we're looking at a 2:05 probably.
Yeah, that just about seems right.
If you subtract the 13 minutes you spend on average in Shadow, minus like the minute that you would say like that we saved on Bongo, then we're looking at a 152. 150. Yeah, like around a 150.
Alright, so maybe not a 140.
Yeah, 140 is a bit generous, but... I mean, there's also like a couple of overall checks that Xavi did in the meantime, so you probably add like a couple more minutes to it, but I don't think it's quite a 140. It's probably like a 145, 148-ish. I mean, Exodus still needs that strength, and he still needs to beat all of Spirit. Well, he can go mode it, I guess, but Spirit is still like a lot to chew through, even in go mode. So
yeah,
I don't think that like finding a strength, like I don't think finding a strength right now would help him even.
No, I don't think there's a world where
and he still needs the magic.
Unfortunately,
too. He still needs the magic.
I mean, he's about to find the magic.
Yeah, but like he still needs to pick that one up. I actually have no idea what the keys are now in GTG, so like maybe he's gonna do toilet. But like he has the rank, so he doesn't have a reason to. He doesn't need to follow the Iron Boots anymore. Because market path has been resolved. Oh boy. I mean, you could make an argument for Lake. You could make an argument for Lake here, honestly. It's like at this point, it's like either do like try to do the most dense overworld locations, which water with Lake, which Lake at this point kind of is. There's like 3 checks that we can do, and then you're looking at either Shadow or Fire. Both of them are a huge commitment. Oh yeah, he can't do HBA because he hasn't picked up opponents. Did Xavi do HBA earlier?
He did. No, he didn't. He didn't. He didn't have Epona then either.
Right. So like that could be a strength upgrade.
Where was Strength 2? Asks Hydrophobic Walrus. Adult fishing.
I mean, you could have picked that up as your first strength as well. Because
Hammer rocks into...
We've not seen Valley yet, by the way. So this could also be a strength. Which would mean that all for 3 strength are just, like, available. I think that's a... Oh, second
That
luck.
should be good.
Yeah, that was close, but... I thought he was a tad late, but... It worked out.
Would have worked better without the pause buffer, honestly.
Such a scary trick to do. Like, there's so much at
Sun.
stake. Sungrave. Oh. I never got this. Like, I don't know how to angle.
Yeah, no, this is
so I can grab the ladder. So like,
this is a shot I don't know how to do.
You just waste, like, if you miss this, you waste more time than you would have gained back, or like that you would have lost if you just did it normally. And Xavi is gonna be able to just go more Jabu, leave the checks behind. Doesn't need any more items.
Exodus is second to be baited into Shadow.
Exodus is following into Shadow.
That's it.
That basically seals the deal. Yep. Sag.
I don't like calling a race early, but that is... If Exodus walks into Shadow here and is like Xavi going to clear it as far as he can, he will have no shot to be done now before Xavi finishes out this seed.
Yeah.
Xavi sees a big chest, is in go mode, doesn't care.
We're ignoring it. We ignoring this.
To hell with it.
But yeah, this was like, I mean, Exodus bailing before getting the strength is understandable. For sure. Like, you can come back anytime. There's progression you need to do. There's
but when do you?
locations to do. You don't. You just decide not to do it.
That's the problem. And that's why I mean,
skipping the wrong things. And like from Xavi's point of view, like the bow in the early game that he was missing didn't affect him as much. And it's like, you're in Lost Woods, but you have I think we had a scale at that point too, didn't we? So like you have so much stuff to do in like Lost Woods and the surrounding area that like going into Goron City for one check isn't really that tempting.
Yeah, no.
So like that's more understandable at least than Exodus's play of skipping Lake. But both of them are fair, and like all things considered, this was a really close race. It's like in the mid game we thought it was in Exodus's favor, but Xavi turned it around by finding a bow in GTG. It's like
had that bow not happened, I think Exo would have very much.
I mean, we don't. I mean, they would still be looking, like Xavi would still be looking for a bow and wouldn't have done Forest. The Exodus would probably still be like still doing this in Shadow. So like, I think this would have been far from over. But then again, there's not that many places that you have left without a bow at that point, I feel. I mean, logically, the seed was kind of straightforward, right?
Yeah, it was. It really, really was. It's a good introductory OoTR seed. Especially a good introductory seed to reachable only.
I mean, I feel like there's a... like in terms of reachable only, it could be slightly better.
Required only.
Like, required only, beatable only, whatever. If you only were able to do half of Shadow, I think then it would be slightly better.
Yeah. Getting
It's
key knocked
like,
out of here very much earlier, that would be
yeah.
helpful.
I think this is also what Exodus is kind of like. If you do a shadow play at this rate, that's what you're kind of gambling on, right? You kind of hope the logic throws you out immediately.
You stupid thing, stop giving me keys.
This Link model is so cursed, by the way. Not only because of the mask, but like that's a giant Kakiri sword, and it's a stick, like it burns and stuff. It's so funny to look at. It's like a meme skin if I've ever seen one. Why has no one made a Deku soldier yet? This Keaton mask is throwing me off. At least, like for this setup, you can use like the left side, like the Link's left ear to line up. You don't need the right side of his head, which like the Keaton mask would just like confuse me a lot.
Yeah, the Keaton mask just being off kilter on his head is kind of.
It looks so cast. Oh yeah, there was another one for your bingo board. This was a clean baronade.
A third slingshot, and it was a clean baronade indeed.
Now we're gonna go and beat Ganondorf and finish this game. It's I can understand the shadow play. Like there's several good reasons to go here. Exodus being very disappointed upon finding whatever this was, the slingshot. Yep.
Third slingshot.
It's a reasonable play. But like I'm thinking that Xavi is probably sweating balls right now. Because like they've done Shadow, it was nothing, and like they did that because they felt behind. So like they're probably really tense right now. I can imagine.
That path into market was right there.
And it was available Exodus, so early.
Yeah, Exodus must have gotten that ages ago, right?
Yeah, that just feels horrible. So like, yeah, this is gonna be the longest walk up Ganon's castle imaginable. It's like feeling like every second your opponent might finish, and it just feels so bad. I've been in that position a lot of times. Like most of the time, my fears were true. I was just like on the climb when my opponent finished. But like that just feels like being on the edge, and like also it's like not necessarily a mechanically difficult fight, but it's like you can get punished very easily for just making the slightest mistake. Like you mess up the rhythm on the Ganondorf fight, and then you have to like do the thing again where you reflect the ball of light back at him, and then
Dead man's tennis.
You can get hit and you can fall down, and like, he just smacks you down, and like it's really easy to just lose control when you're like shaking from being nervous. And then on the Ganon fight, I mean, these runners are rather healthy, but one hit of Ganon deals 4 hearts of damage, so it's basically a 2-hit. And if you don't pay attention, you can actually get hit very easily, especially if you're nervous. So like, it's not really that difficult. It's just under pressure, it's something that can trip you up if you're not careful. I'm just nervous watching him. It's like it's like I'm feeling his pain. It's bad enough to walk into Shadow as it is. But then feeling he just lost like 13 to 15 minutes from nothing is you hate to see it. Probably the most relatable runner right now. Both of them.
Yeah, for sure. Both of them.
Sure.
Both of them are like, if you are in this situation, if you're just climbing Ganon's tower and you know, oh god, you did a complete dungeon that was unnecessary, and your opponent must have gotten that hint about Path Market so much earlier. They must be. How have they not finished yet? Honestly, it's just this is the only thing that's playing on repeat in your brain right now. Don't snipe me! Don't snipe me! Don't you dare! Let me finish this.
Yep. Oh yeah, I actually forgot what the light arrows were.
Link's cow, Impa's cow, not Link's cow. Good grief.
Link's cow. No, not Link's cow. Cow sanity is not on. But yeah, these settings were like not spicy really. They just made for like a quick experience, and they were just like, I would say rather chill settings, honestly. It's like,
yeah, they were chill.
Open Deku removes an item from the pool that you don't have to find, and then beatable only makes, or like required only, sorry, makes the seed a little bit quicker. So all in all, it's just like less time you spend on the seed, and also less things to wrap your head around, as opposed to like keeping in mind all the scrubs, all the cows, all the grotto entrances.
Scrubs, cows, grottos, yeah, all that stuff.
So like, yeah, chill seed, quick seed as well. Could have definitely gone way worse. Okay, so this is not quite a 205 as I predicted, but it's rather close. Oh yeah, one of the worst things as a player is that like if you're in Shadow and your opponent finishes, and normally you don't have that when Shadow is not required, but in this seed you might as well have. I don't think it's slightly not gonna work out, just ever so slightly. But... okay, we're gonna see a Din's equip here. I wonder if in Beat Will Only you want to do the Floor Master first. Because you can go see the Floor Master, and then you go to the... You go to the other room, and then if there's nothing there, like if you've gained all the knowledge that you needed, you don't even need to equip Dins. And you don't risk having to go back if you skip it. Like Xavi did. And that is... okay, this is actually ever so... he's... okay, Exodus is staying. Exodus is thinking for a bit. But like, I think that's the final hit. And right as Exodus leaves Shadow.
And get your GGs in chat for Xavi
GGs.
Finishing in first place with a time of 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 19 seconds. Gosh, that was quick. This could have even been quicker if that Shadow detour hadn't happened.
If we don't do Shadow, this is a 153.
152, 153, something about something like that. Yeah,
like about that. Damn.
All right, so that is it for this race. Xavi moves on to brackets. Brackets round 2, I should say. So to the round of 16. For Exodus, unfortunately, this is the end of the road. This is his final race in
Season 7.
OoTR Season 7. And we are now hearing that both Exo and Xavi have decided to pass on the interview for today. So that is also our cue to say thank you to you all for watching and shouting out to shout out everyone who is who helped make this restream possible today. So first of all, thank you to Exo and Xavi, our runners, for putting on a heck of a show for us today. Go follow both of them. They're great people. And they are amazing OTR runners. Thank you also to our valiant tracker team stepping in on the last minute to make this restream happen, Tenacious Toad and Milkwe. And finally, thank you to Daredevin, also joining me on commentary, basically about 5 minutes before the runner started.
Basically last minute, yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Dude, I'm glad that you invited me. Thanks. Also, big shout out to Tobias for filling double duty last minute for restreaming and commentating. And thank you for inviting me. I had a lot of fun. And yeah, like there's not even that much to say like about the seed. It's just like pretty cut and dry. A jet. It's like
this was indeed a jet.
We're good to wrap things up. But like, I can go to bed early then, huh? I'm not going.
I guess we can. So basically, on that we can leave you here. We have over on ZeldaSpeedRuns, we have a bunch of things on the schedule, but unfortunately can't confirm a lot of streams at the moment. We're still looking for volunteers. Again, if you want to help us out, make these restreams happen, that volunteer command in chat seems to work. We would love to have you. And other than that, thank you all for watching. I think this is going to be the end of the stream. We'll see you soon here on Zelda Speedruns, and I'll send you over to friend of the channel, Kawari, who is himself doing a practice seed for a match later this week. So, we'll see you soon, maybe for that. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.